All right. Hey, good day, good afternoon, and wherever you are in the world. My name is Marcel Hyde, channel Marcel Mindset. I just want to remind everyone, please subscribe to the channel. Click that like button below because this is episodes that you don't want to miss out on. Today, I have my good friend, my true friend, my longtime friend that I've known for over 10 years. Relationship still going strong. The owner, the founder, the CEO of Family Hoops Basketball. What's going on, Coach Dean?
How's it going, Mr. Marcel? How are you?
I'm good, man. Really good to see you here today. Honestly, to see, where you've been and where you are today, that's huge. That's huge. So, for the audience out there, you are an entrepreneur, you are self-employed, you're running your own business. And for everyone out there, this man is full-time. He's doing this grind full-time, day in and day out, hustling, making things happen for himself. So for the audience out there, who is Dean Haidar?
So basically, Dean Haidar, I would say to characterize myself, I'm first and foremost, I'm a networker. I love to communicate with people. I love meeting people, no matter what walk of life they come from. Anyone that knows me and knows me personally knows that I love meeting new people and communicating and networking with people. I'm a firm believer that your network is your net worth. So I really try to embody that in anything that I'm doing in my life and those I keep around me and surround myself around me. So Dean Haidar is a vast individual. I will do a little bit of everything, coaching basketball teams, coaching university teams, college teams, one-on-one training. So I would just say I'm a person who firmly believes in giving back to others and the power of positivity in my life.
I love that. For those of you out there, I don't know if you heard Dean, but he said your network is your net worth. Remember that jewel that Dean just dropped. Your network is your net worth. So who is Family Hoops? I see you have your Family Hoops shirt on with the Nike logo. Who's Family Hoops? What is Family Hoops? What's the concept? What does that represent to you?
Yeah, so when we first started Family Hoops, approximately 2.5 years ago, Marcel, we never thought it would get to the point that it's getting to now, and gradually, slowly, it's going to get to a point even bigger than it is now. But it's just an organization that tries to provide cost-effective basketball to youth. As a youth myself, it was tough growing up, to ask my parents to pay $1,200 or $2,000 to play club basketball or to provide a trainer. I see a lot of kids who have potential, and I just want to give them an opportunity to get better with high-level trainers and not have to cost an arm and a leg. So, Family Hoops basically just started off with the idea, let's provide cost-effective basketball to youth at the same time, high-level coaching. But now we are involved in, just basically my week-to-week schedule is maybe about 10 to 12 one-on-ones that I do throughout the week. And then we have group training sessions, and then we have several other teams that run through our program. So we're just busy with a vast array of things. And no matter what, we always try to maintain that one-on-one relationship and that communication through Family Hoops. I don't really care too much about, coaches making sure they have a ton of IQ of basketball. I'm more concerned with that coaches are building a relationship with the players that are through organization, because not everyone's going to play post-secondary basketball. And more important to me is that we see these kids 5 and 10 years later, and first and foremost, they're doing well as young men and young women. Right. They're successful in their own right. Yeah. And we saw relationships. And so 10 years later, if I see one of my players, Marcel Hyde, hey, Marcel, how are you? Everything going well? You got kids, you got a family. That's what's most important to me for Family Hoops. Yes, we want to see these kids reach their goals in terms of basketball and stuff like that. But more important to me, it's about building relationships. And I've been successful, and I think that's why we continue to be successful, because I really, really strive on a daily basis to get the relationship building, whether it was parents, players, kids, whoever. And I can tell you, as a coach, for me personally, the biggest part of coaching is relationship building, finding out what makes your players tick. And that type of stuff doesn't happen in one practice. These are continuous conversations that are happening every day after practice, every day after a one-on-one. It takes time to build. And once you kind of get in the same place with a player or players, you can find out what makes them tick. And that's when you really can get the most out of them as a coach.
Right. I like that. So it's not just about basketball, Coach Dean. No. You're building that relationship with them. You're helping them develop as people. Absolutely. You're really working on them not just their skills, but maybe their mindset, maybe their life goals, whatever it is. So you don't want to just make Family Hoops about basketball, which I really respect about your organization.
We are being successful in our club teams and we're doing well, and our club teams are having a good success, but that's coming from us with that relationship building. When you see our players, the relationship they have with their coaches, it's a very tight knit group, and that's what we want first and foremost. And just to maybe drop a point, right now we're in the process of hiring other coaches, and people are telling me and giving me suggestions, hey, you should hire this guy. He played high level and he's got a ton of knowledge. But to me personally, Marcel, I'm trying to hire coaches that are going to have the best relationship with the kids. Exactly. It's not necessarily for me about the IQ. Just because you're a great basketball player or have a ton of knowledge of basketball doesn't mean you can be a great coach. Not everybody can build a relationship with the kid or relate to the kids or kids. Pardon me.
That's right. That's right. I like that, Dean. I like that. You're doing something important because we all need a mentor. We all need someone that can guide us and help us and get through the challenges that we go through in life. Absolutely. So you're providing that. So I really respect that.
Well, Marcel, all the kids that go through my program, or I've coached in high school, I've coached high school for 6-7 years in Calgary now, and they all know that I have their back no matter what, whether it's aside from basketball or anything else in their home life. They know that I have their back. And I think that relationship right there is, all of us in Canada and the world need to do a better job, because kids listen to coaches more than do their own parents.
Yes.
And I'm not just throwing these figures out there, Marcel. These are facts. These are actual facts, studies that have been done that say kids 60% of the time they listen to their coaches more. So we need to really do a good job relationship. Like you said, communicating with these kids, giving them good life skills, how to react. You know me, Marcel, whenever I coach a team, I'm always controlling their emotions. One thing you always hear me say as a coach, control your emotions, because never mind basketball. When you get in life, there's going to be situations that you don't like, whether it's dealing with a cop or dealing with authority or any of those type of situations. You need to know how to control your emotions. And Marcel, you've been in the industry for a long time. I'm sure you see a lot of kids how they react to different things like that. So you always hear me saying, control your emotions, control your emotions. I'll constantly make a graph on my whiteboard and say, I want your emotions linear. I just want them kind of straight, right? So
I like that. That's good. I don't know if you guys can feel this right now, but this man is locked in. This man is passionate. He's got something going right now. He loves what he's doing. He's locked in. So Dean, how did you find your passion for people out there? So my channel pretty much is allowing people to help them find their passion. We got so many people that are confused, so many people that are afraid to take that risk. And you took that risk. How did you find that passion? What is passion to you, and how did you find your passion? Help the people out there.
Well, Marcel, me and Marcel played university basketball. I've always loved the game. I've always loved working on my game. I've always been a hard worker. I mean, anyone that knows me personally, know that I always put the time in the gym and did the extra things to give myself the best opportunity to play. I've always had a passion for basketball. My family's been in basketball. My brother coaches. He played. My cousins are all high-level coaches as well. It's been involved in my family ever since I can remember. So I just had that passion as a kid, just growing up and playing outdoor and all those tournaments I used to play. That's where I grew the passion. And then as I got a little bit older, I always was involved in coaching, but I never saw it as a career. A little later on in life, I think when I was about 28, 27, I kind of realized maybe this is something. When I was working in the field, I was making good money, but not something that I enjoyed, not something that I loved. And, it was my girlfriend who actually kind of pushed me towards this and said, maybe you should try something you love. You do great coaching. The kids really respond to you. And I never really thought of it as like that. And when we started this business, someone told me, Dean, you can't look for the money in the beginning. You got to do it for the love, and the money will come later. And I really try to embody that, even though it's tough, Marcel, on a day-to-day basis when you own your own business and you try to create an income for yourself and you're trying to have a lifestyle that you're accustomed to, used to. It's tough sometimes, but I'm really trying to embody that and just do it because I love. And my passion for basketball just comes from seeing kids mature, seeing kids 5 and 10 years later to make sure they're doing well. I could care less about how many championships or how many kids go post-secondary. For me, my successes and my wins come from those kids 5 and 10 years later when I see them and they're working, like I said before, and have jobs and have kids. So my passion for basketball, it's been in me since I've been a kid. But now that I'm actually doing it as a career, it's a little bit different. I got to think about things differently in terms of an income and stuff like that. But I mean, it's something that I love, and God willing, I can do this for the rest of my life and help as many kids as I would like to help out.
There you go.
Obviously, Sal, in the Toronto area, there's a lot of hurdles for kids, financial hurdles, right? So I'm I try to do my best with my networking to reach out to other people to make sure that we can try to, subsequently help those income a little bit,
Of course. Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say pretty much is basketball was your passion. So you're so passionate about it that you found a way to monetize it through coaching, these programs. It just sounds like you were so passionate about it that this is something that you knew you wanted to do long term. Like you had a career.
Yeah, well, Sally, it's funny. I never thought of it as a career.
Right.
I was always coaching when I was working. But sorry, bro, the video.
No problem. We can keep going. It's all good. If you got your video, that's cool. If not, a little bit of technical difficulties. It's not about the video. It's what you're saying. You're dropping nothing but jewels here on this podcast, this show.
Absolutely.
Marcel Mindset.
Sorry, your last question was there before I interrupt you, Sally. Sorry.
It's okay. You hear me now?
Yeah. Sorry. What was your last question?
No, to segue back, I was just saying we're just talking about passion and how it's something where you're extremely passionate about this thing, and you found a way to monetize your passion. So a lot of people, they struggle with monetizing what they're passionate about, but you're finding a way right now, to monetize that. So we're trying to let our audience know that it's possible that if you're passionate about something, you can really monetize on it. And we could see that through Coach Dean. But I'm going to segue into the next question because you hit that one, the hammer on the nail with that one. So I'm going to segue to the next one. How can someone really develop a strong mindset? Because we know we can wake up and our mindset could be all bad things are going to happen, or our mindset is all good things are going to happen. And I know as an entrepreneur and somebody that's running their own business, you have to have a strong mindset. So how do you develop the mindset that you have, a strong mindset like yourself, Coach?
Sally, I try to, I know it's a very generic thing to say, but I really do try to stay positive. I wake up and I try to picture myself what I'm doing for that day and try to stay positive. And even though whatever is going on in my life, aside from basketball, trying to let that affect me, because this business, this coaching business, it's a one-on-one business. It's a face-to-face business. So, pardon me, if I go to my clients or go to my teams and I have that attitude where I'm not happy and I'm not having a good day, it's going to reflect on them. So no matter what's going on in my day, I always start my day on a positive attitude, because I know that if I do have a negative attitude, it's going to affect my business and affect things later on. And the kids will see that, right? And anyone that knows me knows my energy. I come in the gym, I got great energy. I'm talking to the kids. We're communicating. We're having a great time when we're working and working hard, right?
Exactly.
So kids will know that right away if I'm feeling that way, right?
Right.
I need to make sure that, I wake up my day, I start with a positive attitude. I look at my goals and I'm trying to accomplish for that day, whether it's short-term goals, long-term goals. Every day I wake up with the goal that I'm going to build family hoops to something big.
Right.
Continue to build it. And God willing, we started 2 years ago and we're almost triple the size.
That's good.
Right? So it's continuing to grow, and only more things will happen in the future.
That's good. That's good. I like that, Dean. I like that. So for you guys out there, are you listening to what Dean is saying? It sounds like he has this ultimate belief in himself. He believes that this is going to happen. He's working towards it each and every day. He's taking the necessary steps, the necessary actions. And he's triple where he was from before, but he's taking time. It's taking time to build. It's taking time to develop. It's taking time to build relationships. So it's all about patience. It's all about the time you put in, having the patience to know.
Well, you just said it right there, so I sort of interrupt you, but
it's okay.
My being positive comes from being confident. And how I'm confident is the work that I'm putting in on a daily basis. Just like a basketball player or anything else.
Right.
Kids constantly ask me, Coach, how do I get confident? Why am I not confident?
Right.
Confidence comes from the work that you put in. So just like anyone else, I'm a coach. I wake up every day. I study.
I like that.
No matter if it's rereading terms, simple basketball terms, going over 2-3 zones, 1-3-1s, whatever it may be, I study. Every single day I study. I get that knowledge. I get that confidence. So when I go, I'm positive, because I know when I, if you look into my file here, I have over 1,000 workouts.
There you go.
I'm confident. I've done it a million times, even though sometimes I get nervous teaching things to a workout. Once I hit that floor, all that kind of goes away, because I'm confident in my abilities, because I put the time in.
Right.
I mean, so for any of those kids out there that want to be confident and want to be positive, time it, put the work in. That will come naturally. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that was actually my question. Coach Dean answered it. I was going to say, how do you develop confidence? What is confidence? And you answered it. Put the time in, put the work in, you start becoming more confident.
Absolutely.
If you're putting up your shots every day and you're putting the work in, you feel more confident going into the game. But if you're not putting up your shots, you're not putting the time in, how can you be confident? So it's all about putting that time in, and that confidence will come. So in terms of these players, like we have so many players that play the game of basketball. Give us a few tips. Like, how can a player get to the next level? Because as you know, that from a high school basketball team, you may have one guy that makes it to the university, if that, on a team.
Absolutely,
so how does a guy get to that next level?
Sally, let's just talk about the mental side of things before we even divulge into the basketball stuff. I mean, as far as athleticism, being able to dribble, be able to shoot, be able to make decisions based on your player personnel, whatever position you're playing.
Right.
For me personally, I tell kids all the time, I try to teach the kids the intangible things that they're trying to play post-secondary. I mean, at the post-secondary level, that's all everyone's skills. Everyone can play CIS, D1, everyone can shoot, everyone can dribble. If they weren't that good, they wouldn't be at that level. And again, it's those coaches' jobs at that level to recruit players. So if you're good, they will find you. Yeah. It's their job to find you. Just speaking about the intangible things, I always teach kids, like I said, controlling your emotions. I try to teach them tangible things that coaches, post-secondary coaches are looking for. So basically how they're reacting to missed shots. Right. Are they diving for loose balls? How they're communicating with their teammates when they come off the floor. Right. How they're communicating with their coaches. How they're behaving to the refs. Are they shaking their teammates' hands when they come off the floor? Right. Are they encouraging others? Are they happy for others to being successful in the game? Are they more concerned about themselves? The intangible things, things you can't teach. Are they playing defense? Are they communicating on defense? One of the biggest things I see, and probably one of the toughest things to coach in this generation, communication. Yeah, kids generally don't want to communicate on the floor. Right, and it's such an underrated skill. And I keep telling kids, as a coach, if I'm coming to a game and I'm watching a kid and I'm seeing him on defense and he's communicating all the actions for everybody on his team, wow, that's a huge intangible thing to have on it as a team. Oh, it's almost like a secondary coach on the floor for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then aside from the other thing, the basketball skill related stuff. So, if you're, and I tell the kids all the time, if you're planning to play post-secondary and you think practice is enough to get there, you're kidding yourself. Right. Practice is not enough to play post-secondary basketball or D1 basketball, college basketball, CIS or ACAC or OCA basketball. You got to be putting the extra work in, and again, I see a lot of kids are working on, skills that I don't necessarily think that are transferable to the game, these 20 dribble moves and stuff. And, long time, it's funny, a long time ago, Sal, I was training in Hamilton and a Team Canada coach was in the gym. They had I think they had a workout after our workout there. And he said to me, he saw me working on a couple moves and he said to me, that's a good move. It's like, how many times are you going to do that in the game? I thought of when I looked at him, I said, yeah, maybe once, if that. Exactly. Right. So again, a lot of the skills that I teach kids are action related. So when it comes to me, we work on ball screens, pin downs, back screens, learning how to communicate them defensively, learning how to play them offensively. Because I think, basketball at any level, it's actions. Right. Whatever plays are running, those actions are related. The ball screen is probably the most common action in basketball. So for me personally, if you're trying to play at the level, you need to become efficient and great at all those actions, right? So again, I can sit here for an hour, Sal, and talk about all the skill things you need to play at that level. Right. But again, I like to keep things basic, making sure my kids know how to handle those actions. So whether they leave me and go somewhere else, hey, Marcel, can you handle the ball screen? Can you shot and go under for me, please? Can you hedge it for me? Can you jam it up? I mean, can we double team it? You need to understand these actions and also the terminology along with it too, right? Yeah. So again, I'm not saying I'm the best trainer or the best coach in the world, but I mean, I try to give kids tools and, things to think about so that they go to the next level. They understand those things and understand that terminology that goes along with it. But again, the biggest thing I can say, Sal, is that intangible stuff that kids don't really work on, being able to communicate and being able to talk to your coach and take the time to talk to your coach, build the communication. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's good, Dean. I like that. And these are all things that Coach Dean said that are not only important for being a basketball player, but also being someone that's going to make it in this life. Not everyone's going to go to the NBA, not everyone's going to play the next level. But if you play at high school,
the things that Coach Dean is going to teach you, you're going to be able to do in the workplace. You're going to be able to do with your family. You're going to be able to do with your friends. So these are all life transferable skills. It's all related.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, so like I try to teach the kids, the biggest thing for me, like I said, is the communication, being able to network. Because again, you see a lot of these kids in this generation, they're so used to communicating via phone, right? So they don't have that one-to-one face communication that you need in life. When you go for a job interview or you meet people or whatever walk of life, you got to make sure you know how to communicate. And I take this from Rick Pitino. I watch a lot of his videos and I watch a lot of his documentaries. And he said whenever he meets somebody for the first time, it's a 1-day contract. So he puts his phone away, doesn't talk to anybody. Whenever he meets someone the first time, he gives that person his full undivided attention.
It's all about that person.
That person feels special, because you never know in life when that person's going to come back around and you need to, ask for a favor, or, hey, can I get a job, or something like that.
Exactly.
And I really try to do that. And anyone knows me, when I meet someone for the first time, I make a lasting impression, because you never know later on in life, like you said, so like maybe a job opportunity, maybe a reference, whatever that case may be. And a lot of kids know through Family Hoops, we do a ton of guest speaker series, so kids can build relationships with business people in the community, and later on in life, they can ask for a job or ask for help. And so I'm not ashamed to say that I have maybe 4 or 5 kids who come through my program how all met our guest speakers and are working construction with our guest speakers.
Yeah,
so this is what we wanted, right, kind of thing.
Right. That's good, Dean. That's good. You definitely have something good going on for yourself and these players, and you're adding so much value out there. So I want to now transition to a little bit about entrepreneurship, move a little bit away from the basketball side of things, because we also want to provide value to the entrepreneurs out there, the ones that are the go-getters, the ones that take the risk, the ones that aren't afraid. What advice do you have for an entrepreneur out there just starting in their business, just getting things going, just on the come up? Maybe nothing's happening for them. Maybe they started and they have no subscribers, they have no followers, they have no clients. What do you recommend to these young entrepreneurs out there, or these entrepreneurs that are early in the stage, since you're at the stage now?
First and foremost, Sully, I would just say the biggest thing is to take a chance. The definition of an entrepreneur is a risk taker.
There you go.
So you got to be able to take a risk at some point in your life, and like anything else, like the biggest hurdle, the biggest thing to do is just do it. Whether you got to quit your job and make the decision to change. That was the biggest hurdle for me, was actually to quit my job and really invest fully into this. And I would say, give yourself time. You see a lot of people who are entrepreneurs, they fail within the first couple of years. And a lot of, businesses don't make money within the first couple of years. I would say, give it its fair chance. Put the time in, put the work in. You don't want to look back at any process in life and say, what if? I'm giving my all in this business. I'm getting 100%. I'm studying. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing, so that if this does not work out, I can look back on this process and say, you know what? I gave it my all. Because I never want to look back on life and say, what if?
Right.
I would just say, make sure you give it your all, and truly give it your all, so that you feel fulfilled, that you can look back and say, I actually tried. I actually did give it my all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I would say, first and foremost, to take that risk.
Right.
I would say, don't be afraid to ask for help. Because nobody does anything on their own. Everyone has help, whether that's financial help or getting advice from others. And that goes back to what I said before about my network is my net worth.
Yeah.
So I really try to surround myself with positive people, business owners like myself that are doing something similar, so that I can ask for questions, whether it's a construction business or financial business, whatever that may be. So I would say, don't be afraid to ask for help from others.
Okay. And
I would say the last thing is be financially set up. You are going to take some losses. You are going to take some hits. So you need to be able to prepare for that kind of stuff, right? But again, then the last thing, love what you do. And I say it again, if you're looking for money in the beginning, it's not going to come.
That's right.
If you're doing it for the love, the money will come later. And I don't know who said that. Don't quote me on it, but I read that in a book from a basketball coach quite some time, who was starting his coaching career early on, and him and his wife were, kind of having some issues. And she said, just do what you love. And she supported him, and now he's a Division I coach. So again, it comes with the love. If you love something generally and you put your all into it, you should be successful, right?
I love that.
Don't be upset if things don't work out. I've had a lot of hurdles in this business. We started very slow. Things are picking up now and getting a little bit busier. But again, it takes time to get to that point, right?
Yeah, you just dropped a bunch of jewels for everybody listening to this channel. just rewind about 2 minutes and just listen to what Coach Dean is saying here. He's dropping a bunch of jewels for those entrepreneurs out there, those ones that are the risk takers, the ones that are just starting their business, the ones that are, really wanting to break free out of that cage and fly and go. So Coach Dean is doing it. So Coach Dean, where do you see yourself? Where do you see your business in the next 5 years? I just want to say first, before I say that, sometimes you got to have visualization. You got to see where you want to be today, and you might not be there. But in my head, I see myself a massive YouTuber, multi-millionaire, a guy that's traveling the world. So I have all these things in my head, and I know what's going to happen for myself. So where do you see yourself for this business or this company in the next 5 years?
Well, we have a long-term plan. Our long-term plan is eventually to get our own facility. That's the name of this game. Any basketball training business or any club organization, our biggest hurdle, our biggest cost is gym time, right? So if we can kind of, get our own facility and kind of go from there, that would be a huge cost saver for us. I mean, that's our long-term plan. Right. I'd like to get this business to the point at some point where it becomes, passive income for me, where I'm just kind of relaxing and just kind of monitoring everything and make sure everything works well, and then kind of sit back and let others run it. Honestly, Sally, to be honest with you, I would like to get this business to the point where I can provide job opportunities for others. I have about 3-4 younger coaches that work for me right now. And the beautiful thing is these 3-4 coaches that work for me, I've all coached them in junior and high school and throughout the years, right? So it's embodies our family hoops and what we're all about. Like I said, maybe 5-10 years, get our own facility, income for others who also love basketball and have that passion to be better. Just get it to a point where, I can be financially, fit, I provide for my family, provide myself. I don't want to, I don't have any aspirations to become super rich. I just would like to be content in life, help others out, and if things work out the way it's supposed to work out, then let however big things get. But again, I don't want to, I've told myself, and I've seen this with the organization, I don't want quality to lack as our size gets bigger, because what we're really good at right now is, like I said, having those relationships with the kids, not only with the kids, with the families and the parents. If anyone knows me and knows any of the parents that come through my organization, you can call them and ask about them, about Coach Dean, and they'll tell you what a good relationship we have. Sally, this has nothing to do with what's going on, but I have such great relationships with my families that I'm able to, I hurt my back the other day, and I was in my bed, and I was able to call one of the, the kids that I train. His mom's a doctor. I call her at 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Coach Dean. Hey, Shauna, could you give me a hand? Absolutely. Just like that, right? So then again, it's just about building relationships with kids, right? So I keep harping on it, Sally, and I keep saying it, and it sounds very redundant, but I mean, I really, really try to embody it, man. I try to make sure I communicate with parents all the time and let them know what's going on about our schedules, and that's really a big thing for me.
That's good, Dean. Relationship building. Okay. And it's all about relationships. You got to build relationships. If we didn't build this relationship, we would not be sitting here today providing value to those out there. We got about 5 minutes left in the show. So I kind of want to start wrapping things up here. And, we're getting to the end. And on this channel, we really want to provide life advice for people. We want to help people. It's not just about, if you're at your job, we want to help you. If you're an entrepreneur, we want to help you. If you're somebody that's just starting out, if you're in high school, we want to help you. Our goal is to help you. So Coach Dean, we got a few minutes left in the show. So I just want to ask you, what is one life advice that you could give to people out there that you live by?
So I think I've been harping on this whole interview, but again, the advice I would give to anybody is, whenever you meet someone for the first time, really, really take the time to build a relationship with that person, whether it's for 5 minutes or 2 minutes. Leave a long-lasting impression. You never know what's going to happen in life, and when you're going to see that person again. I really try to embody that in everything I do. I really try to set good relationships with people, whether it's coaches or whoever. Just a quick example. Recently, I just was volunteering with the CBL, Canadian Basketball League, when they came into Calgary, and I volunteered and I networked with people. And just from networking with people, I was able to give a couple kids an opportunity to go and volunteer and work behind the scores table. And again, that's just from networking, right? So again, your network is your network.
There you go.
I keep saying it, right? Even in the basketball world, your network is your net worth.
Right.
So again, surround yourself with positive people and like-minded individuals like yourself. Right. I surround myself with business owners, successful individuals, people doing the same thing that I want to do, that I want to accomplish in my life. Again, if you want to be, it sounds very redundant and it sounds very generic, but again, if you're going to hang around people doing negative stuff, you're going to be doing negative stuff. Hang around doing positive things and you'll be positive in your own right. That's the last thing I could say. And then those who, want to play basketball at the next level and play post-secondary basketball, I would just say the intangible things is huge.
Right.
Kids, the intangible stuff to make sure they're learning. And then again, I would say, though, like I say all the time, if you think going to practice enough to be good, you're kidding yourself. You got to be doing the extra stuff. You got to be in the gym lifting weights. You got to be doing the dribbling drills, the shooting drills, working on game actions, And the last thing I say more basketball related is just make sure what you're training is applicable to the game.
There you go.
You know what I mean? You're learning the actions that are common in basketball, ball screens, back screens, pin downs. You know how to communicate them. You understand the terminology of basketball, right? If you don't know, ask questions. So I still see it to this day, and I'll be the first one to say that I did it. You see kids go to the gym for 3-4 hours a day.
Yeah.
And how much time are they actually being efficient in the gym?
Exactly. That's
getting their proper work done. You can get in the gym for an hour and a half, 2 hours, get your stuff done and go home.
That's right.
So, and just being efficient with our time.
That's right. Wow. Oh, wow. Like, you know what? I'm going to have to go back and replay this because I learned something for myself. I'm going to start applying all this stuff to my life. So you even added value to my life. So I really appreciate you. I'm thankful, not just for you coming on my show, but I'm also thankful for the friendship that we have. So like I do myself, I surround myself with winners. Dean Haidar is a winner. He's the definition of success. You can see this man is passionate. He has a true passion for what he's doing. All right. You got to have the passion. You guys got to make sure that you find something that you're passionate about because you'll feel it. You'll hear it. Based on what Dean said today, there was so much passion. There was so much energy. I'm inspired right now. I just want to work all day and I just want to do something right now myself. I just want to improve because of Dean. So for those out there who want to reach you, Dean, plug your Instagram. What's your website? How can people reach you?
Yeah. So, our website just basically has our general information, a little bit about the program and what's going on, which is www.familyhoops.ca. Normal spelling, FAMILYHOOPS.ca. And then we have our Instagram, which is family_hoops. Our most current information about basically what's going on in our program, you can find it there. Reach out if you're ever in the Calgary area and looking to get some work in. We train Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays. Like I said before, we do a variety of one-on-one training throughout the city of Calgary. We have a variety of club teams. We're starting our girls club program here pretty soon. So just a ton of stuff. And, if you ever anyone listening to this video, and again, financially, they don't, think they have enough money to provide for training. Anyone that knows me knows I always work with kids and help them out as much as I can. I'll never turn a kid away for financial reasons for basketball. Something I can do, I'll never do. So, if you want to reach out to us, you can reach out to us. If you want to message me personally and ask a question, maybe a basketball related question about a drill or something that you should be working on, you can message me directly through our website. We have a little portal in there where you can message me and I'll answer your questions for you. I'm always willing to help any of those kids that want to help themselves. But again, the last thing I'll kind of say is, at this stage in the game, if you really want to play that post-secondary, I can't be the one to push you. You got to push yourself. It can't be, your parents can't be telling you got to go train one-on-one. It's got to be the other way around. And with a lot of the one-on-ones that I do, I'll refuse a lot of times or train a kid one-on-one for 5 days a week because I'll train you 2 or 3 times, give you the skills, give you some tips, give you some knowledge to things to work on. But I want to see you go work on those things on your own.
There you go.
I want to see if you're going to get in the gym and work on your own. It can't be always me. At some point in your development, it's got to be you in the gym by yourself, putting the work in. And then we can come back the next week and then I'll see, he did work on that stuff or she did work on those stuffs, right? So again,
thank you.
I'll help anyone as much as I can. And again, you got to show me you want to help yourself as well.
There you go. Thank you, Coach Dean. Thank you, Coach Dean. You guys heard it. You got to want it. You got to want this, guys. Do not want it. The opportunity is there. You got to go after it. So we thank Coach Dean for coming on the show today. Like he said, he plugged all his websites. He's got his Instagram going. He's got his organization going. Like I said, he's the definition of success. We thank Dean for dropping all the jewels, all the knowledge. And I want to remind you guys, this is just the beginning. Please subscribe to my channel. Click that notification, click that like button below, and start following and start changing your own life. Coach Dean, it's been a pleasure. We'll talk soon.
Take care, Marcel.
Take care, my friend.